What's up, guys? This is the 386 Huddle Room Sports Podcast. Today, we are going to be talking all about the recent trades over this offseason in the NFL. And if there's any trades that you want us to talk about, drop it in the comment section.
So today we're going to be talking about a couple of trades and a lot of free agencies, plus some of the things that have been happening in the NFL, what we think about them. Okay, so the first trade that we're going to be talking about is the DK Metcalf trade. So DK Metcalf was traded to the Steelers. The Seahawks acquired a second round and a seventh round pick. What did you think about the trade?
As a Seahawks fan, I was really disappointed because for Christmas I literally just got a DK Metcalf jersey, and it literally now I have to try to get a Jackson Smith-Njigba one, but I don't really know. It was really a bummer, but at least we got Cooper Kupp. What about you?
I mean, I think personally it was probably smart because he's such a good wide receiver. I don't know if you guys could have afforded to spend how much money he wanted. I think that's why you guys had to give him away. Sadly, even though he's such a good wide receiver. But I think he's one of a kind of wide receiver. It's just how strong and bulky he is, and yet how fast. And just as his age is starting to increase, he's still at such a great level.
And he had 1 year left in his contract, and he asked for a trade.
After we have Geno Smith, who signed to the Raiders for $85.5 million for 2 years, plus a $66.5 million bonus. Personally, I understand the Raiders signing for a short 2 years, but once again, I think this is another scenario like the Seahawks. They don't really know what they're doing with the quarterback. Luckily for at least the Seahawks drafted a young quarterback in Jalen Milroe, but the Raiders wasted their very good first round pick on Ashton Jeanty, which I don't think they wasted him, but I don't know what they're doing with Geno Smith. I personally don't think he's gonna be able to get anything done for them. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I do not think Geno Smith is going to get the job done to lead them even into the playoffs. They have no shot, just like what he did with the Seattle Seahawks. He didn't bring them into the Seattle Seahawks. He didn't. I don't know how many years he was there for, but I don't think he even led us to the playoffs 1 year he was there.
And with the Seahawks scenario, he had Jackson Smith-Njigba, DK Metcalf,
and they had K9.
Right, he had so much talent around him. Now stepping down to the Raiders, who, when you think of Raiders, all you think of is Ashton Jeanty and Max Crosby, and that's really all they have.
Their GM needs to help them a lot and bring them at least to the playoffs. They have to. Their GM has to be making some deals quietly and loudly. No matter. I feel like a quarterback they should try to get is they're not going to trade him, but JJ McCarthy would be a great fit. He is a really good rookie quarterback. Sadly, he did not play last year because he got hurt, and they had to put Sam Darnold in. So Sam Darnold let us. He brought us. We traded him. Actually, no, we got him in free agency. But yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah. I like how you're talking about JJ McCarthy. I do. I know we're kind of going off of a different topic here, but I think JJ McCarthy is going to have a pretty good young career. My only worry for JJ McCarthy though is, like we were talking about, how Russell Wilson's injury and everything really sent him back. I hope it's not the same for JJ McCarthy. I hope he can get a full recovery and is able to play.
Yeah, but I don't. If he does get an injury, he's like 21. He still has plenty of time in his NFL career to come back and fire back up.
Right. Okay, so the next trade that we're going to be talking about is the George Pickens trade, which George Pickens signed to the Dallas Cowboys for a 6th round pick, while the Steelers would get a 3rd round and a 5th round pick from the trade. Personally, as a Cowboys fan, I really liked it because although I don't think George Pickens is the best wide receiver, I do think he has a lot of talent and is going to be a very good second wide receiver. Plus, the Dallas Cowboys, our receiving room is, I'd love CeeDee Lamb. He's such a good wide receiver, but we don't have a very good second number wide receiver. So I think he definitely fills that spot in. What about you?
And for me, I don't know. That was a good trade for him. But I kind of was hoping he would stay with DK on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but I think part of the reason, first of all, the Steelers had to give him up is because how much they were going to have to pay DK. But that would have been an awesome matchup to see DK and
Yeah, it really would have
North
been.
Pickens go together. Another one of the trades that happened is Deebo Samuel signing with the Commanders. The 49ers received a 5th rounder and 2 defensive linemen, which included Malik Collins and Javon Hargrave. And personally, I think that the Commanders won that trade at the time because Deebo Samuel was such a dual threat person because of his ability to be able to run and catch the ball. But now seeing him this offseason, golly, he is a big boy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I thought at the time that was a good trade to help their receiving core because they have Terry McLaurin. Well, he's getting old, so they're probably gonna have to trade him or do something with him soon. And Debo Samuel's kind of working his way up in the age too. But yeah, I was hoping. I don't actually mind. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. I was hoping he would do good for him, but I don't know. We'll have to see how this season goes. Now, like I said, we only have a couple of trades, but now we're gonna go on to the free agency signs.
Okay, so the first free agency pickup. Joey Bosa was dropped because of his consistent injury problems from the Chargers. And Joey Bosa agreed to a $12.6 million deal for 1 year. Which, personally, I think it's kind of wild that the best teams in the league keep picking up such great players. Like how the Ravens picked up J.A. Alexander. It's just like great players keep on getting added to great teams. It's kind of weird that the bad teams aren't picking them up, you know?
Yeah, I can definitely see what you're talking about because just like the Jets, they got Justin Fields. They couldn't get a better quarterback. No offense, Justin Fields, but he's not the quarterback they need to be able to win a Super Bowl. Stuff like that.
The next free agency signing was Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp was signed to the Seahawks, and he was signed to a $45 million deal for 3 years. And although I do think in Cooper Kupp's prime, I guess you could say, he was a very good player, but he just gets injured way too much. And although I do think it was very necessary for the Seahawks to pick him up because Jackson Smith-Njigba is a very good wide receiver, but he's definitely not number one. He is too young to be. He's not developed enough to be a number one wide receiver. So they definitely needed one. So I guess it was a good pickup for number one. I just feel like it was kind of a waste of money because how much he's most likely going to get hurt. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely do agree on that. I feel like Cooper Kupp can help Jackson Smith-Njigba, help him level up to be at a pro level, but he's not there right now. Hopefully, in the next 3 years that he signed, he will be able to help him that much. And how I think it was a kind of waste of our money, $45 million for 3 years. I feel like Cooper Kupp is not worth that much money because he's been getting hurt a lot, and I feel like he will get even more hurt over these 3 years we have him as a Seattle Seahawk.
Right, and plus him getting hurts. Obviously, he's not playing as much, but he also it drops his skill level tremendously. Like I mean, you can see like Russell Wilson used to be in his prime, absolutely insane, taking his team to the Super Bowl, and then he breaks he breaks his pinky finger. You know, one of the smallest injuries you think would ever happen, and then it really ends his career because of his age and just a small injuries like that. And Cooper Kupp gets so many bigger injuries like ACL tears to everything else, and it's just like those are also dropping his skill level plus his playing time.
Yeah, and then that means Jackson Smith-Njigba, that means he has to try to step up to be the best he can to be able to be a number one receiver, and he's not at that level, but I believe he will be at that level at one time in his life.
The next free agency signing that we're talking about is Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold signed. He is also now a Seahawk as well as Cooper Kupp, and he signed a 3-year deal worth $110.5 million deal for 3 years. And I think, me personally, I do not think Sam Darnold is a very good number one quarterback. I think he just had a good year last year. It helps because he had, some would say, the number one wide receiver in the league and a very good number two wide receiver and a good tight end and a pretty darn good running back for that year. So I just think he had a very good team around him. Although he did play pretty well, but I don't think he's what the Seahawks are looking for. But I don't think the Seahawks know what they're looking for with quarterbacks going from Geno Smith to Sam Darnold. I think Jalen Milroe, hopefully he becomes a young star. What do you think?
Yeah, as a Seahawks fan, I was not hoping for to get Sam Darnold. Whenever I saw that alert from ESPN, I was really disappointed how we spent $110.5 million on a quarterback for 3 years. He is, no offense, Sam Darnold, but you are not that worth that much money. If anything, Cooper Cup is worth more money than you. And I feel like we should try to start Jalen Milroe and see how he develops over this year, and maybe Sam Darnold can help him develop even more. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
So the next free agency that we're talking about is Nate Chubb. And Nate Chubb signed a 1 year deal for $2.5 million. And personally, I mean, I understand that the Texans only signed him for $2.5 million, and for 1 year, I just think it was a complete waste of money. I know,
Definitely.
I know in the NFL, $2.5 million is nothing, but it's what's money is money, and I don't think Nick Chubb's going to do anything. Um, I don't care what his overall rating is. Madden, what he did last season with his age, I mean, he destroyed the crap out of his knee. I don't think he's going to be able to come back from that, and I don't know if he'll ever play another game in his life.
Yeah, because like he was saying, they have Joe Mixon as their starting running back, and unless Joe Mixon will get hurt, which I do not really think he will get hurt, I think he's a great running back. He's just really good, and he's pretty young, I think. And I feel like he's just gonna come and power through everybody, whoever he has to come against and run against, and yeah. So I think Nick Chubb was a waste of their money. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
Yeah, like he was saying, even if Nate Chubb is somehow a miracle from the Lord is able to play, and he's healthy enough to do that. First of all, I don't think he's gonna be good. Second of all, I don't think he's gonna start. So even if he was healthy enough, I doubt I doubt he's even gonna start in the first place over Joe Mixon.
Yeah, and with his age, he's getting older in his NFL career. He's not going to have much years left of him in his NFL career, so there's not going to be really coming back from this to be where he was in his prime.
And the next free agent signing that we're going to be talking about is Davante Adams, who signed to the Rams, and he signed a $46 million deal for 2 years. And I think although he is very old, I do think he's definitely better than Cooper Kupp in my opinion, even at his old age. And with that veteran ability that he has, I think he definitely still has at least one hopefully good year with Matthew Stafford. And I do think he's going to be able to teach Puka Nacua many good things to take Puka Nacua's amazing skill to the next level.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sadly, I don't want to say it, but I think Davante Adams, even at his veteran age, he's still better than Cooper Kupp. I mean, I feel like if Cooper Kupp didn't get hurt as much, then he would probably definitely be able to be at his level. But right now, he's not able to. And I go along with how Davante Adams will show Puka Nacua how to play at pro level and maybe even more.
So our last two deals of the free agency signings that we'll be talking about tonight is Evan Engram, who signed a 2-year deal, a $23 million deal with the Broncos. And personally, I really like Evan Engram. He does seem to get injured a lot, so that's not cool because he's a very good, decently young tight end. Because I mean, when you think of tight ends in this league nowadays, so many people think of just George Kittle and George Kittle and Travis Kelce, but they're getting really old. So now you have people like like Brock Bowers and Evan Ingram, who I think are going to become the next very, very good tight ends if Evan Ingram can keep his health good. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if the Jacksonville Jaguars should have traded Evan Ingram from them. I feel like they could have helped. It would have helped with on their offense a lot. And so I don't get sidetracked on that. Yeah, I like Evan Ingram as a Bronco. I feel like the Broncos have are in a rebuild right now. We're getting a really 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 good young quarterback, Bo Nix, as he is progressing his skills and being a starter right out of college. He's changed he changed that organization around already, only being there for a year or two, and like he led them to the playoffs last year.
So I will see. I am starting to see a similarity between Bo Nix and CJ Stroud because both they were rookie quarterbacks, led their team to the playoffs in their first year, and they both although I would say CJ Stroud probably had a little bit more talent on his team.
For
Um,
sure.
I would say CJ Stroud is probably a better quarterback. He is a little bit more older and experienced, but I would say Bo Nix has done a very good job of doing the best he can with not a whole lot of talent surrounding him.
For
Obviously, you
sure.
have Cortland Sutton and a very young Marvin Mims, but just doing what he can to get W's for his team.
Yeah, for sure. I saw this thing about Eli Manning talking about CJ Stroud, how CJ Stroud went to the playoffs first 2 years in his career, and Peyton Manning didn't go to playoffs until his 6th year in the NFL, like he was saying. So I don't know. That's a hard decision to see who. I mean, I definitely agree that Bo Nix has carried his team with a lot less talent than C.J. Stroud did when he came in, because they had a new head coach coming in, Tank Dell, and all Joe Mixon they got. So it's been a whole. They've been trying to get C.J. Stroud as many helpers they can to like help his team and try to get them to the Super Bowl, which I think in a couple years they probably will be getting there. What about you?
Yeah. Um, I would like to see how this continues to go. To see, because I feel like you could tell both the Texans and the Broncos were having that feel of like, okay, we're at this point where we haven't been good these past couple years, and we definitely need a restart. So we need a new young quarterback. We need try and get young players, and I feel like so many teams, you get the Panthers who they got Bryce Young, and they're like, all right, let's do a rebuild, and you think rebuilds are going to take a couple years. Now, sadly for the Panthers, I don't know how many years it's going to take because Bryce Young has not developed into the skill and talent that they thought he'd have. But I think that the rebuild, technically, rebuild happened so much faster. Like in the first season, than you'd think it. Then it was so much faster than you thought it would be because how well Bo Nix and CJ Stroud adapted.
Yeah, and I think that their GM has helped Bo Nix with a great tight end, Evan Ingram. So now we're gonna go on to Stephon Diggs.
Yep, the last signing of this video is Stephon Diggs signed a $69 million deal for 3 years with the Patriots, and I think I can see what the Patriots are doing. The Patriots wide receiver core, as we can see, is not there. For Drake May, I think once again Drake May is another very good young quarterback. I just don't think he has.
He doesn't have the talent on
He
his
doesn't
team.
have any talent. As Bo Nix and CJ Stroud have some talent. Drake May is doing the very best he can.
And JJ
No
McCarthy,
line.
he's another one in there.
I would say JJ McCarthy has a good amount of talent.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
he's a very good young quarterback. I see what you're saying. But Drake May is getting hit all around. He has no one to throw it to, no one to run the ball. I can see the Patriots. I think you can tell the Patriots are. I think Stephon Diggs. I think everyone can see Stephon Diggs is getting. You can tell he's getting old and washed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think he's a good veteran to teach the younger wide receivers, and I would be expecting for them to make a move to get a young wide receiver, or in the next year's draft to get a young wide receiver. Because I mean, clearly, if you want a player for just a short amount of time, you sign for 1 year. But they signed him for 3 years, and they gave Stephon Diggs a good amount of money. So clearly, they're trying to make a move with him, most likely in his veteran stance to teach some younger players.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Stephon Diggs, they brought him in here to help with the second string and the third string wide receivers that will probably, whenever he retires, they're going to be stepping up to a bigger position. Their name's going to be bigger than they have been because they haven't been too good. But then if Stephon Diggs helps them and gets their name out there, like he talked on social media how we have I've been helping out with these such and such wide receivers on as a New England Patriots, helping them get stronger with their skills, hit more aggressive, break tackles, and all this and that.
Yeah, I do see a rebuild definitely coming from the Patriots.
Sure.
So this is a wrap. This is most of the trades and re-signings that we have seen over this offseason. If you have any more that you can think of right now that you wish we went into depth about or talked about, just drop in the comment section.
We will see it.
Yes, we will see it. We will be watching the comment section a lot over the next couple of days. If you guys have any ideas, we will be in the next couple of days. We are going to drop another video of us talking about all of the new rookies like Ashton Jeanty and Shedeur Sanders and the Browns quarterback room and Travis Hunter and what we think about those players. So make sure you have notifications turned on and make sure you subscribe so you can know when we drop those videos.
So that's the wrap up for the past offseason in the NFL. If you guys have anyone else that we forgot to talk about or something that you guys want us to talk about more in depth about, then just drop a comment down below. In a couple days, we will be posting another video. So that's it for the 386 Huddle Room Sports Podcast.